Hello guys and welcome to another video. This one is going to be an early game rating video for Beowulf, and I'm going to be using this pet, the Fjalar. I don't know how to pronounce this pet's name, but it's a really interesting pet. It can do a bit of DPS, like it does a bit of good DPS, I should say, but it's kind of unpredictable. So I'm going to show you guys how I would raid with it. I'm not sure how normal Beowulf raid with it, but as you guys know, I am obsessed with Chimera weapons. So I just have a partially tanky build, and I have a Chimera weapon, and I hope that it procs. But over time, if you're raiding a lot, over time it ends up proccing a lot. And I just have normal defensive gear. My gear isn't really that important because I'm not wearing anything special. I'm just wearing stuff to keep me tanky. The only special thing I'm really wearing is the staff, and you can have a basic staff because your staff's attack bonuses do not influence your pet stats. So you could have a basic staff of the Chimera, a basic bow of the Chimera, or a basic axe of the Chimera, because Beowulf can use everything. And I'm just setting up everything so that it has the most buffs possible and everything is aligning for it to attack. I've already had up DC, I put on Gunner, I put on all my defensive buffs, and I will start with DC, and then I'll be doing bastions so that I take less damage. And when my actual Chimera staff, if it ever does procs, I will put on Worm Song. So I'm trying to get every bonus possible. So Worm Song giving me that temporary bonus is really good. I wouldn't use Realm Shift because it gives you negative bonuses too. But some persons are okay with taking such a risk. And I think, yeah, if you're okay with trying it, you can. It will give you more damage. And I'm going to also be bringing my health down with Double Edge. But I'm gonna make sure that I have DC up first so that I take less damage while I'm doing that, because my ward, as you can see, it's not that much, and you're not gonna have the most ward ever in the earlier game. But as you progress, you'll have more and more ward, and you can see that the pet he's trying to do his thing. Still a bit weak because all of my buffs are still not on, but still doing a bit of damage. And we're gonna hit up the DC now, and then I'm going to try to retain some ward, and I'm going to do the super potion just to have a little bit of health when I'm casting my Divine Bastion again. And I'll be hoping that the DC will just continue, and it did. I will now Double Edge again to get myself a little bit lower, and I will DC again to get it back, and then I will be Worm Songing. So it's a lot of just managing your stats and allowing the pet to do his thing, and you have a lot of stats to manage because you have to be putting everything up yourself. So you pretty much just focus on that and focus on keeping your ward up. And as I said, in the free turns you can Bastion 3, which will reduce the damage taken. I'm going to do that because I don't want it to be that the Chimera buff procs and I'm within HP that I can die at, I would rather just go back down to the HP. It is taking a while to proc this time, but that is fine. It just procced and that is awesome. So now I'm going to put on a bit of HP and use DC. And now we should be doing, oh dear, I just fucked it up. Oh damn. Oh. Well, you saw the vision there. I wasn't expecting to be blighted. I really should have something to prevent blight on, but I'm trying to go for damage, so that one was a bit difficult. I might try a Rada, because he does less status effects. So I start out with the Divine Bastion 2 there for the 7 turns 100% ward absorption. And then oopsie, so my defensive buff is usually there. I have not raided with Beowulf in a while since I was fresh in tier 10, and I usually use Cactus back then. But I've been thinking about this pet. I've been seeing some damage numbers in party dungeons and I've been saying, wow, this pet has potential. So let us see if we can get to the bottom of this potential or if it will be a bust. Ah, and Staff of the Chimera has actually procced early this time around. I forgot that this freak has a damage, something that reduces damage. Alright, so I can put this on and then I can do DC now. I think that should be all. I'll double check, because I want to have up everything. I want to have up dexterity, my attacks, my defenses, everything, and the temporary buffs. Only then, grrr, this thing is grieving me. And I just did 200k there regardless, so that wasn't bad. And as I said, I will always try to throw in a Bastion 3 because it is what is keeping me alive a lot of the times when he's about to hit. So I throw on this now when I think it's about time for me to do a DC. And the Divine Bastion will make it so that no matter what he hits, he'll have to kill me by destroying all my ward first. Ah, 925,000. Alright, so I can't use a cure-all on that one, so I just use the simple. I just want my turn. And I want DC back, and it's pretty much just a rotation and ensuring that you have enough ward. And as you can see, I'm playing it really closely, but it seems like it isn't that bad. And then I would douse myself with some HP because I need to do DC again. And you just pretty much maintain your stats. That's all your focus is, maintaining the stats and making sure that, oh, that would have been a nice crit. And making sure that you don't die at any point. I believe I'm able to do it like that. Yeah. And as I said, he has to go all the way through my ward to get to my HP. And it's just a cycle of casting your DC now. This is Oracle spec too, so there might be more luck or more damage in Tamer, but I'm using Oracle spec here because I'm using the 2 crit amities. So I think I showed my build earlier, or was that another video? And as I said, I don't have to worry about dying as long as I know that I'm keeping my stuff prepared. So I only have 5 ascension levels. Like my realm shifter, I only have 5 ascension levels in this character too. And we're able to successfully pretty much solo a Radha with this pet, so not too bad. I'm gonna start channeling a DC because, as you know, this thing is a respecter of no one. And then I'm gonna try for a big hit now. Oh, okay, we were not successful. And yeah, soloing Radha in what? Maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I will just do that and goodbye Radha. Let's see. 6 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. He's one of the less troublesome ones though, so you know that it will vary based on the different stats that the raid bosses have and the different attacks they do, because for some of them it will be very risky to use Gate of Gunner, for example. But let me go through my raid build. As you can see, it's not the fanciest build, it's just a tanky build, and I probably could have used something better like this or this for more defensive stats, but I just want you guys to see, like, because most of my gear is pretty good, so if I don't have some ward in one gear, or if I have some negative stats, because you know that your gear stats don't influence your pet's crit anymore, I believe, or does it? I think it doesn't. I think they changed it. It did at one point, but they changed it. So this is just me trying this pet, really. But I think it did decent damage. I think that was, even versus the summoner, I think that wasn't the worst run in the world, especially if I'm earlier game and I have newer gear. I think it wasn't the worst, and if my Lugus was actually proccing, I think it could have been much more damage too. So it's just about if you want to do a lot of damage over a long period of time, or if you hardly do raids but you just want to do good damage when you do the raids, then you can switch stuff up. As I said, the stats from your weapon, they don't count towards the pet's damage or his attack or whatever. It doesn't count towards his stats. It will just be bolstering your stats. But what we do get from weapons is the buffs that they provide, and the Staff of the Chimera, the Bow of the Chimera, or the Axe of the Chimera can be used here at even basic quality. So I like it because, as you saw, it's not the hardest thing to maintain as long as you've gotten into the rhythm of it. And that multiplier, especially if you can't use gates, is a godsend because it's another 50% damage multiplier. And as a lower and earlier tier Beo, like, you just want stuff to be boosting your damage while you try to keep yourself alive, really. So yeah,